Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Todd from No Picks Podcast.
What's up, fam? This is Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, so Joe, check this out. Kamala's been the presumptive Democratic nominee for about a month now, right? But I'm sure you've noticed that like there hasn't been any real interviews, and that's becoming an issue the longer this shit goes on, and people are starting to notice, right?
Right.
Even CNN are starting to ask questions of Kamala's campaign, right? So I'm gonna pull up a clip. Pull up two clips today, right? But one clip is kind of CNN questioning Kamala's campaign about, yo, what's going on? Like, why won't she interview? You know what I mean? Why won't she sit down for an actual interview? So I'm gonna pull that up, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
What's on the vice president's schedule today?
Well, she's traveling and talking to voters and getting her message out there to the American people, something that she's been doing from the very start of this campaign, something that she certainly did when she was President Biden's running mate as vice president. But look, you just mentioned the speech she's going to be giving in
that's right. I was asking about today, and I don't think she's got any campaign events on the schedule today, does she?
Well, she and Governor Walz have been traveling across the country. They hit nearly every battleground state last week. On the campaign trail, they raised $36 million within the first 24 hours of Governor Walz joining the ticket. And what she's going to be doing Friday is taking her economic message directly to the voters in North Carolina. I certainly don't want to get in front of exactly what she's going to say, but she's going to talk a little bit about how she's going to make sure that she's putting consumers first as part of her economic plan. She's going to take on corporate price gougers. She's going to take on junk fees. And that's something that she did when she was Attorney General of California, something she continued to do as the United States Senator of California. So she's going to be taking that message out to voters, and I look forward to seeing more of what she's going to say on Friday.
I think we all do, and I'll ask you more about that in just a second. The reason I was asking about today is because it seems like she has time if she wanted to do an interview with a member of the media or do a news conference, correct? There does appear to be that time if she wanted.
Well, look, she has said on the campaign trail that she would be doing an interview at some point. She said that, I think, last week during a rope line or when she was talking to reporters. But look, what is important here, John, is that she is taking her message directly to the American people. She hit a number of battleground states. I think we had 15,000 people in Detroit last week, 12 to 13,000 in Nevada. She's been taking her message to the voters and drawing large crowds. So she's actually having those direct conversations.
But not today.
All
I'm saying is not today. She could do an interview today, I would think, because she's not out there today.
Well, look, she's taking her message directly to voters. And just because she doesn't have an interview schedule on her public schedule doesn't mean that she's not taking her message directly to voters.
What's on the vice president's schedule today?
All right. So that was just that was a clip I thought was interesting from CNN. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I had the same questions too. People were asking these questions like, why is Kamala avoiding interviews, right? You remember that period of time where Joe Biden was running for president and you couldn't find him on an interview anywhere.
Yeah.
He was not anywhere on video. It was like a good 2 or 3 months where like bro was just not in the media at all when he was running for president. And that was intentional. That was because they were afraid that he was going to say something that was going to hurt his poll numbers. They were afraid that he wasn't prepared, or that he maybe all his mental faculties were showing, his mental decline was starting to show. So they're doing the same playbook. They did it for Joe Biden. Now they're doing it for Kamala. And this is intentional. She has not spoken. She has not done any major interviews with news outlets. None since she was nominated, since she's become the presumptive nominee. I'm not sure if she is yet, because there has to be like a process. But I'm just saying, since Biden stepped down and she's been in the spotlight, no interviews, right? Not to mention, unless something has changed recently, she has no policy on her website. There's nothing on her website talking about her policy. You don't hear her talking about her policies. Like, there's nothing very specific or concrete, right? So it's really been interesting because it always makes it seem like she just wasn't prepared for this. It's like you knew that Joe Biden was already getting sick, that he was showing mental declines. You had run for president before. Didn't you have an agenda before? Didn't you have policies that you stood by before? But of course, she has to wait and hear what the DNC wants and what she can say and all the
Yeah.
scripted answers and all the policies that they want, so that she knows, so that she doesn't offend anybody, right? Anybody from her base. So I'm not surprised, bro. Like uh, I'm pretty sure that she has droves of people doing research on social media, on the
Right.
internet, seeing what people are saying, what are people attacking her, whether it be her race, whether it be her gender. Like they have teams to see what the pulse is and what people are saying about Kamala. So they know the good, the bad, they know everything. They're gathering all that information, and right now, I guess they're keeping her out of the interviews because uh I don't know. There's so much going on as well. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like the economy wasn't doing well at one point. The Nasdaq was like tanking a couple last week, or if it still is. We're still in these wars with Iran and Israel happening right now that we just sent $20 billion to. Like, I just feel like they don't want her to say anything that's going to further upset her base or people that she needs votes. You know what I'm saying? So that's my initial thought, right?
Yeah.
So have you peeped that she's been ducking too, or like how are you feeling
I
about
mean,
this?
absolutely, bro. Like the bottom line is this: like Kamala, as far as interviews go, and like making these like random comments off the cuff, she's a goddamn train wreck, bro. Like she's a train wreck. She didn't earn a single delegate when she was running for president, right? And she always makes statements that she has to walk back. This like last week, maybe no, it wasn't even exactly last. Like 4 days ago, her campaign had to walk back another comment of hers. So she was like talking to some reporters off the cuff, and they asked her about like Israel Gaza conflict, and longer this shit goes on, more people die and all this shit, right? So a reporter asked her like, hey, like like do you support any like concrete solutions to that could prevent civilians from dying in this conflict? And she says some shit, right? She said, yeah, like I think we should consider give like not sending Israel certain kinds of armaments that they're then using in Gaza, right? So she was like, I think we should seriously consider that, right? And her campaign within like 2 hours came back saying, no, she doesn't support this. Sorry, she said this. She misspoke, blah, blah. And it's like,
Right. Right.
because you can't alienate Israel, right? Is when you like, in this situation, although her base is like a huge part of her base is like, yo, Israel got to stop doing what they're doing in Gaza. Maybe even
Right.
she personally believes that, but she can't say it, right? And she's not like a good person to kind of walk that political line, because she sounds silly when she says certain things. Like she'll just like
Right.
if like they ask her a question, she'll repeat the question and laugh like in a very uncomfortable, awkward way. And I don't like, some people just aren't good in certain settings. I don't think she's good. Whether or not she'll be a good president, I have no fucking idea, right? But she's not good in
Right.
like a social setting or like a setting where she's talking to reporters and she has to give actual concrete answers to certain things. She's
Right.
like one of the worst politicians I've ever seen doing that. And I think a lot of those politicians are really, really good at bullshitting and kind of like making fluff, and like, and you have to ask like certain direct questions. She'll flat out answer the question, but then she'll be like, well, maybe I didn't mean that. She's really, really bad at this at being a politician. She should have, maybe she would be a Supreme Court judge or something, like, but this whole like walking the line and making sure you don't anger certain people and not anger other people and shit like that, she's not really good at it at all. So I don't blame her for not taking these interviews. Actually, the media aren't the only people starting to fucking realize this shit. I saw a recent clip from Stephen A. Smith, who has some words for Kamala dodging the press right now. So let me pull that up for you. Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephen A. Stephen A. is starting to like kind of dip his toe into politics and
Yeah.
and listen, I respect Stephen A. I know a lot of people don't like him, but listen, I fuck with Stephen A. But let me pull up what he said about Kamala.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
You having press conferences, you answering questions and not reading down and saying, okay, Stephen A. Smith, it's your turn. Okay, Charlemagne the God, it's your turn. Okay, Jake Tapper, it's your turn. Okay, Caitlin Collins or Joy Reid, it's your turn. Nah! Get up on the podium and look into the crowd and just point. You ain't running from nobody. You ain't running from nobody. Let's go. Let's go. You 19 years younger than Donald Trump. You swear you more honest than Donald Trump, more ethical than Donald Trump, more decent than Donald Trump. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. See, I cover sports. And let me tell y'all something real quick. I'm a stickler for this. You having press conferences, you answering questions and not reading down and saying, okay, Stephen A. Smith, it's your turn. Okay, Charlamagne the God, it's your turn. Okay, Jake Tapper, it's your turn. Okay, Caitlin Collins or Jordan Reed.
I think we can
It's your turn.
pause it, I mean, or whatever. Yeah. No, I mean, and I know she's not. I agree with you. She is not prepared or
Yeah.
ready for this, right? She was an attorney general for years, so I'm pretty sure she's able to articulate herself, right? The problem now is that this is a game. When we talked about that panel, when we had all the ladies on, and we were talking about Kamala and the Black community, um, um, they're hiding her, bro. They're trying to protect her right now. They're shielding her because she has to know exactly. So the thing with Israel, right, or answering that question, her answer did not align with what the Democratic Party is aligned to, what Joe Biden is aligned to. Remember, Joe Biden was one of the biggest recipients of AIPAC money. That's the American Israeli, whatever the lobby group, the special interest group that's dedicated to Israel, right? They give lots of money to candidates. They give lots. So Biden was one of the top recipients of AIPAC money. So that's why he's always been pro-Israel and supporting them and giving them billions of dollars. Kamala has also gotten a lot of money from AIPAC as well. So when you're getting money from these special interest groups, you cannot say something that breaks away from that, because they not only will they take that money, but as we saw in with Jamal Bowman in New York, they'll also fund the candidates that they want to win to get people out of office too. Like that money, that special interest, that lobbyist money has a lot of influence in politics, and it shouldn't. It really shouldn't, right? This is why we have money in politics. But no, they're hiding her, bro. They're hiding her, and it's funny because if you haven't seen it, Ty, yet, or even family, the Breakfast Club. I know some people think they're jokes. They're hit or miss. I appreciate that there's just an outlet where people can have conversations. They bring politicians, people from all walks of life. They reach out to urban demographics. For that, I say that should exist, right? All these people talking about Breakfast Club is a joke. Where's your radio club? Where's your award-winning radio club? Where's your podcast that has like hundreds of millions of views? Shut the hell up. People always got something to say in the YouTube comments. Sit your stupid ass up. But check the Breakfast Club interview up. Yeah, these clowns always got something to say on the internet when they ain't got nothing going on in their lives. Like, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Like, go out there and put your yeah. Anyway, check out the Vivek interview, because Vivek is just like, she's nowhere to be seen. Where is her policy, right? He also said, if you're a Kamala voter, this is what I'm going to ask you. Why are you voting for Kamala? And your answer cannot involve or be based on Trump or the other side. He's like, answer that question without mentioning the other side, without mentioning Trump, without mentioning Republicans. Why are you voting for Kamala? And what will you say? Because he's like, she has no policy. So the only thing you can say is because, oh, Trump is a threat to democracy. Oh, Trump is a felon. You know, all they can do is to keep saying Trump, this and that, but they can't tell you why I'm voting for her other than she's black. For some people who are still stupid are still picking that as a reason, and she's a woman. I hate identity politics. So already stupid responses. They can't tell you why, bro. All they can say is that side bad, this side good, that side bad. There's no policy. So I think that she is a weak
really
candidate,
bad,
bro. I think that the only reason I honestly think
she's
she's
a
a
pretty
weak
bad
candidate.
candidate.
I genuinely do. I know that the ladies were riding for her. I know we had Liz on here, and I'm not going to mention any of her arguments because she's not here to defend them. But I know she was riding for Kamala, however you pronounce her name. But
everybody's argument, bro. Everybody that we talk to, everybody's argument is, if she doesn't win, we're gonna go back to Jim Crow. Like that's everybody. That's everybody's black argument, bro. Like what other argument do they have? Charlamagne says the same thing. Oh well, if Donald Trump wins, we're gonna lose democracy. It's gonna be a monarch. Donald Trump and the Trump family, they're gonna be like Game of Thrones, and they're gonna be like the fucking what's those the Baratheon, not the Baratheon. What Cersei and the dude with the golden hand and shit, like they go like
the Lannisters.
It's like basically if Trump wins, it's gonna be Lannisters, and you know what? They're gonna destroy all of us, and it's just nonsense, bro. Like it's so fucking nonsensical to me, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, no. I agree, and this is gonna be interesting because let's be real though. Trump is panicking a bit, right? The
Yeah.
Republicans are panicking a bit because when you were initially going against someone who was the same race as you,
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
in age,
Yeah. You gotta
clearly
tread lightly.
visibly
You gotta
weak
tread
and
lightly.
mentally declining,
Yeah.
it was easy then. But now that they tossed
Yeah.
a woman of
That's tough.
color who's like younger, she's a woman, she's a minority, so now they have to be careful of how they attack
Yeah.
her, what they say, but also it's just going to be more of a it's a different type of opponent now, right? Biden would have been a walk in the park, but now they actually have to go with someone who can argue and articulate whatever points are being fed down her throat. So Trump's Trump's
Yeah.
panicking. You know, he's definitely saying some stuff on the trail that shows that
But
he's
bro,
becoming a little unhinged, and he
let
sees
me
that
know
his numbers are
if you
slipping.
see the same thing I see. But like as far as Kamala goes, it seems like her big thing is, hey, if I get elected president, every woman in the U.S. could get an abortion no matter what. It just seemed like that's like her big thing.
That's the only commercial
Like,
I see.
That's
the only commercial I see on
you
YouTube.
You want an abortion? Everybody can get abortions. Hey, let's just make it like, hey, like popping Skittles. Fuck it.
Right.
Like it just seemed like her big thing is, hey, abortions should be like, like going out to the park.
Right. Because that's her base. That's her base, bro. Women, college-educated women who probably want access to contraceptives, women who are probably going to partake in deletions, like women who are going to do stuff like that. Like that's part of her demographic, and she wants to keep them happy. She has to keep that base happy. So all I'm seeing is now all the interviews, all the commercials I see with her are like, if Trump comes into office, we're gonna have death chambers. You know how we said it's always gonna be ridiculous. Or
you would not be. They'd be like, oh shit, hold up,
right.
I can't get an abortion. Oh, I'm voting for her.
That's it.
Wait, what? Like
that's probably the one thing I know she stands on. That's probably the one, and it's also one of the easiest things to stand on because they know that for the most part, people, not everybody, of course, but for the most part, Americans will stand with that, with the right to reproductive rights. You know what I mean? To have reproductive rights.
But that's the cute way of saying it.
It's the easiest thing to stand
on.
The
other way of saying it is, I can get an abortion no matter what I do, and it seems like that's a very like, I don't know, like that seems like that's when I think of her, I think of abortions. So like, I mean,
yeah. No, I hear you, bro. So yes, so she is family. Have y'all noticed that she ain't got no interviews? She might do a campaign rally and bring Meg Thee Stallion out, but like she's not sitting there and taking interviews, questions from people. Like she's just not. And I don't know if she's prepared for that.
Not get Megan to twerk. If she herself twerks, I'll vote for you.
I'm still mad about that.
I won't vote for Trump.
That.
I'll vote for you. If you get on there and twerk, I'll vote for you. No problem at all.
I might have to vote for Trump, bro, because he came out the many men on his campaign trail. Remember I told you if he did that, I was going to vote for him? I said it. It's on camera, so I'm thinking, oh, my God, did I just set myself up for that? Because I might have to put my vote for Trump, bro. He actually did it. Oh, my God. But no, so this is interesting, bro. I really hope that there are debates.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see debates. She has her VP pick now. Of course, he's another pro-Israel candidate, so like they can't mess up that AIPAC money, so he's with that too. But they have another Tim Walz is their VP pick. So JD Vance is out there doing stuff. And JD Vance was saying something similar where he's like, you're asking me questions about sarcastic comments I made 3 years ago, instead of asking me about policy, instead of asking me about the economy, instead of asking me about things that matter to the American people. You're talking about things I said 3 years ago in a sarcastic manner. He's like, but let's also note that Kamala's not up here doing an interview with you. He said that. So he was like, where's she at? He's like, are you going to press her like that? You can't, because she's not even taking questions. She's not on the media right now, but JD Vance is out there and he's a punching bag for the media right now. He's getting questions left and right. Like he's out there fighting for his life sometimes because like they're coming for like his character and comments he made instead of policy.
He's
actual
policy though. So but listen, family, let us know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment. Brainy Bro Joe's on the comments. Don't piss him off. He's here for the smoke. So until next time, yo.
I'll be here for it. Until next time.